Welcome back, Love Nation. This is Nina. Like, share, and subscribe. Thank you to everybody that has been coming to my channel. Like this video, share this video, and hit that notification bell so you guys know when I drop my next one. 2024 has not been kind to basically any celebrities on this planet. And while a lot of us on YouTube have been covering Diddy extensively, this Garth Brooks lawsuit situation has seemed to not get a lot of attention. So I am going to take the time. It took me a minute to actually locate this lawsuit. I want to discuss what is written in the lawsuit. I am going to read this word for word. A lot of words have to be paraphrased to meet YouTube guidelines. So please read along with me. Fill in the blanks yourself because I have to code up some of these words. This is completely stunning to me. Garth Brooks has not been known to get into trouble, and he has been in this industry for a very long time. He's one of the largest, most legendary country singers in modern history. This is stunning. I'm about to read this lawsuit. Trigger warning, this is part 1. You guys, here we go. Welcome back. We are going to get straight into this Garth Brooks complaint of S.A. I will be reading through this full complaint. It might take multiple videos to get through this. However, I want to make sure everybody can see this lawsuit. I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to pass judgment. I am here to put out the facts that were put into this lawsuit. And the one thing I do want to add to the situation is that this is a very huge legendary country singer. And I do not believe in my heart that any of these lawyers listed here on his complaint would have intentionally put this lawsuit out if they thought it was just completely frivolous and unfounded. I'm going to say that. Here we go. This complaint was filed from the attorneys for the plaintiff of Jane Doe in the Superior Court of the United States of California, County of Los Angeles, Stanley Moss Courthouse. This is the complaint. Jane Roe, and excuse me with my Midwest accent, I might just switch over to say Jane Doe. Excuse me. This is against Garth Brooks, defendant, very legendary country singer. And this case number is saying it's unlimited jurisdiction. Complaint for damages for assault, battery, battery, Bain Act Civil Code 52.1, Ralph Act Civil Code 51.7, and Gender Violence Civil Code 52.4 C2. Demand for a jury trial. Again, I am just reporting this. I am not here to pass judgment to say anybody is liable, guilty, not guilty, making this up. I'm just showing you guys the complaint. Let's get into this. This is part 1. Plaintiff Jane Roe, or Mrs. Roe, hereby submits her complaint against defendant Garth Brooks and alleges as follows. Preliminary statement. In 1999, plaintiff was hired to do the makeup and hairstyling for the Grammy Award-winning artist Trisha Yearwood. Yearwood, excuse me. If you guys do not know who Trisha Yearwood is, she is another famous country singer, and she's married currently to Garth Brooks. Let's continue. Miss Rowe continued to work for Miss Yearwood over the years, as well as for many other celebrities. And in 2017, she started to do makeup and hairstyling for Garth Brooks, Miss Yearwood's husband. By 2019, after Brooks learned that Miss Rowe was experiencing financial difficulties, he hired her, Miss Rowe, more often. She was grateful for the additional income and thanked him repeatedly. It did not take long for Garth Brooks to take advantage of her financial hardship. Garth Brooks seized what he saw as an opportunity to subject a female employee to a side of Garth Brooks that he conceals from the public. This side of Garth Brooks believes he is entitled to a gratification when he wants it, and using a female employee to get it is fair game. One day in 2019, when Miss Rowe was at Garth Brooks' house to style his hair and do his makeup, she looked up in horror as Garth walked out of a shower with no clothing, with his man parts showing, and pointing his man parts to Miss Rowe, who came directly toward. He grabbed her hands and forced them onto his man stuff. Garth Brooks appallingly told Miss Rowe that he had fantasized about this moment and wanted her to perform fellatio on him so that he could come and be happy all over her face. Specifically while she had her glasses on. Shocked and confused, Ms. Rowe pulled back and said she was not going to do what he wanted. Knowing that she needed the work, however, Garth Brooks correctly predicted that Ms. Rowe did not leave. In May of 2019, Garth Brooks asked her to travel to Los Angeles with him for a Grammy tribute to Sam Moore. Usually there were others on Brooks' private jet, but this time Miss Rowe and Brooks were the only two passengers. Once in LA at a hotel, Miss Rowe could not believe that Brooks had booked a hotel suite with one bedroom and she did not have a separate room. After they arrived suddenly, Garth Brooks appeared in the doorway to the bedroom, completely unclothed. He stood there and flexed his muscles. Miss Rowe immediately had a sick feeling in her stomach, knowing she was trapped in the room alone with Garth Brooks, with no one to help and far away from Nashville, Tennessee. Tragically, her worst fears came true when seconds later, he was towering over her, his 6-foot, almost 300-pound frame ready to pounce on Miss Rowe, who was less than 5 feet and 100 pounds. As she began to panic, he grabbed her hands and pulled her into the next room and onto the bed where she could not escape his physical domination. Brooks proceeded to take advantage of Miss Rowe, which was very painful as well as traumatic. Having no regard for her well-being and intent on his own gratification at his expense of Miss Rowe's physical, mental, and emotional trauma. At some point during the nightmare, Garth Brooks even held her small body upside down by her feet and began to betray her. She was hopeless to move from his grip and was terrified at what was happening to her while he held her upside down, dangling by her ankles. Red liquid rushed to her head, causing her to feel dizzy and sick, while Garth Brooks forcefully put himself onto her. He said very nasty things to Miss Rowe about his needs. Garth Brooks also repeatedly slammed his man junk into her femininity, causing Miss Rowe back to keep hitting his body over and over with such a force she felt as if he was breaking into her. Disgustingly, Garth Brooks insisted that Miss Rowe wear her glasses while he carried out his S.A. fantasies. With cold disregard for Miss Rowe, when Mr. Brooks was finished, it was business as usual. Miss Rowe worked quickly to style his hair and do his makeup for the event, so he was on time to get there. I am going to leave you guys there. This will be the end of part 1. There are several more pages to read from this. And again, I am just reading the lawsuit. Some words had to be altered for YouTube guidelines. I would like for you guys to share your opinion respectfully. And again, I will be coming back with part 2. Make sure you are subscribed. And until next time, enjoy your day and be safe. Bye, guys.